Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the May 2nd Sun Valley Nominations and Elections Committee meeting. Excuse me, June 2nd. It is 6:36 is where we're getting ready to start here on June 2nd. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We have Don Jantas is here, Joe Jean Coase is here, Rob Gibbs is here, and we expect Michael to join us soon. So could we approve the agenda for tonight? Is there any additions or anything that you feel it needs to be removed?
I'll approve the agenda or move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. And I think that we're all with that, we'll just approve by acclamation.
I do have one thing, housekeeping item as
Okay,
far as the agenda goes. So when you send out the agenda, I think we need to be really careful about dates. There are
Yeah.
3 different dates attached to this agenda,
Yes.
and it can get really confusing.
yes. I apologize for that. I have got a bunch of stuff going on and you are absolutely correct. The dates are, I was just looking at it because I have the printout. I'm like, Rob, you did not change the dates to reflect June 2nd, and I do apologize. So I tend to reuse documents and I should have been more careful. Thank you.
Just remember to change the dates.
Okay. That's the next item is approving the minutes of April 28th is when we actually last met. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I don't know if I've ever seen the minutes.
You haven't got any? Okay, let's table that.
I don't have a copy of them.
Actually,
Wait.
let's table that and make sure that you get some, and we will approve at the next meeting. We can't really approve them with people who haven't seen them, so we will do it.
I don't see that I have a copy of them.
Okay. I'll make sure after the meeting's over that we send over the draft minutes.
Oh, wait. I do. Michael sent one out. Yeah, I do have a copy. And once again, dates. He sent this out on April 27th for the April 28th meeting. I haven't figured out how that works yet. He's prescient.
Let's circle back and take a look at those minutes and let's come back and approve and or make changes so that they are corrected.
Okay. Next
time. Thank you. Good catch. Diane, did we have any members with us tonight?
No, there are no attendees.
Okay.
We're not exciting enough. Let's interject some controversy and attract some audience.
So let's talk about the notebooks. So the board had a chance to, at their last meeting, to look at the very minor revisions that were applied to our N&E manual. They approved them. The signature page was updated. The last that I saw was that there were printed copies in a note and I asked for a notebook at the Welcome Center. Were you guys able to pick those up okay?
Yes.
Joe Jean, did you get yours?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. I'm very happy about that. And I really appreciate Linda Bradley and Michael Bennett's help in inputting on some of those minor changes and mainly to reflect hybrid voting. So everybody's good with their notebooks, the current manual.
Yep.
The next business is the test election. So you guys were able to get into the test election. What comments about how that went? Pros and
Very,
cons.
it went very easy.
Yeah, I
It
thought
was
it was very easy also.
straightforward, intuitive, and all the links worked. And so, yeah, it was just what I expected.
Good, good. Joe Jean, you said it was very easy and did everybody get a chance to a sample ballot brochure, the booklet? That there's a link there too. Were you able to open that and take a look at it?
Yes, and it worked fine.
Yes, I
Good.
looked at it also. I downloaded it.
So did mine. I also noticed that, like for example, where for the board of directors, it says vote for 3 or 4, whatever it was. I purposefully voted for too many people and got a response that I'd voted. It's told me you had voted for too many people.
Oh, good.
So there's that. I thought that was a good feature in there. I like that.
Well, I went through and gave you a chance before you submitted it if you wanted to make any changes. So I said yes, and I went through and changed the vote, and that worked okay.
Okay. Okay. I just didn't know if I wanted to vote for some of the names.
Oh, Jack Daniels.
I thought that Linda was very creative in some of the
Oh, she come up with that.
Dick Tracy and some of the names were taken out of fictional books and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I voted twice for Jack Daniels.
So
For him too.
so I'm sure there'll be more comments at the board of directors meeting on Thursday. One of the things that I did notice and kind of wasn't quite sure. I got a text because the tool has functionality to send you a text and an email with your specific link to go in and vote. I got the text, but I didn't see it in my board of director email nor my personal email. Did you guys happen to see? Did it come both text and into the emails that we provided to Unilect for you?
I got it as an email.
Okay.
What do you want, Rob? I didn't.
Joe Jean, did it come to you both as a text on your phone and an email to your Gmail account, Joe Jean?
Yeah, any email I get goes to both to my computer, my iPad, and my iPhone.
Okay. Okay.
And I voted on the test ballot on my computer so I could read it.
Good.
I'm old.
Yeah,
Good.
I didn't get it as a text. It came in my email.
So the other thing I'm going to ask Andrew at Unilect to provide to us is when the voting period ends tomorrow, I'd like to see what do we get in terms of the results. Like what does the tool provide an output? I know we're not going to see that Rob Gibbs voted for Jim Beam or Dick Tracy, but I wanted to see like what does it provide in terms of who got the most votes and what candidates got, obviously it's going to have to give you an output of the results of the election. I'd like to see what that is. Does that make sense?
Um, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I'm just wanting to know what do we receive as from the election buddy in terms of
Oh,
results of the election.
when the election's over, tallied and
Yes.
certified, do we get a recap from Unilect
Yes.
or from Election Buddy?
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
that's
I
what I'm saying. Yeah. So
don't know.
we'll see. I'm just kind of curious, like, what do they see on their end, and
Yeah.
do they even see if a couple people tried to vote at the same, twice, or not that that goes against him, I just was curious whether they get that information.
I want the names.
Well, primarily what I was thinking about is if it produces a thing that says the property where I live voted, then let's just say that tomorrow I had sent a paper ballot. They must get some sort of output that says this property voted. Oh, we can't accept this mailed in ballot, for example. They promised that functionality would be there.
Well, that's something that we wouldn't see as just people that are voting. That should be some kind of report that goes to you or the committee.
Right.
Or meeting, not
Right.
necessarily to every person that voted. I don't think every person that votes, the only thing they get back is what we got back that said we voted.
I think our committee would see that, Unilect would share that with us, that type of information with us in the counting room on the day of the AGM.
That's right.
Yeah, so, well, I thought that it went well. I think I'm really glad that our committee got a chance to experience it, and the board of directors. Any other things anybody wants to share about the test election, concerns or anything?
No, I just, it was, knowing how Unilect approaches things, it worked just pretty much like I expected it would.
Yeah. I was really pleased.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although
So
I guess that's election buddies thing, isn't it? So,
yeah.
but it worked. Yeah, I was pleased. It was very straightforward, intuitive, and it just, it was almost easier than the paper ballot.
Well, I think I know how I'm going to vote this year. So it was very convenient, and yeah. So
I still want to go in person to a polling place.
isn't that nice to be able to have a cookie and see
Yeah.
your neighbors? And I love that.
Just take your iPhone to the polling place and vote there.
That's
There you
true.
go.
That's true.
I mean,
Just make sure you vote while the voting period's open, because it closes at 12:30 or yeah. Okay, our last item under new business is communications to the community. I had sent out this, put this together, kind of a draft of how we might and how we might communicate to our community. And I broke it out in the views in terms of newspaper content. And I wish I had gotten the initial article to the views sooner than, so it could have started out in the June cycle, but definitely for next month. And that's going to be a call for candidates. The candidate period where people can apply is going to open on tentatively, I think it's July 9th. And I'm not going to read this, what I sent you guys word for word, but it's basically about how you can apply, who's eligible to run, deadline for submitting, those kinds of things. And I see that August got flipped off of here. So there'll be another article about the election process of hybrid voting, how to vote, what hybrid voting is or what it isn't. So step-by-step instructions, why it's important. Really trying to communicate to our neighbors that there is a number of ways to get involved. You can definitely vote it matters, this is our process. You can run for an open position, get involved. And then, when and how to get to, forums. Which, there'll be announcements about, who applied. I think in the September, that's maybe where I got cross-eyed, in the September, in the September views. Go ahead, somebody say something. Oh, hi.
Oh, I said hi to Michael.
Hi, Michael. In the September views, they typically run that late so that they can announce who the candidates are that are running and their bios. So that would be more in the September timeframe. And then in October, it would be announcements around the forums, when they will be, what time. And then a breakout of e-blasts, and sort of a couple of them each month, different topics, encouraging people to run. The process overview again. I think it's just good to try to overly communicate. Encouraging people to run for a seat, and then meeting the candidates, coming to forums, encouraging people to get involved, get out and vote. And then finally, the website would be to, very soon, I think we should probably, I'm gonna ask Michael if we can do this sooner than later, is clean out the old data that's in the AGM link on the website and update it with more recent pertinent information as it starts to come out. So when I was looking at the calendar, I don't know if this budget calendar, I think it's been approved, but I'll double check. The candidate, the period for which candidates can apply is July 9th through September 2nd. So I think what and the roles and responsibilities, I took the point to draft some of this communication, but I would, before I send it out, I really want to send it out to the committee so that you guys can review it and check it for accuracy. Definitely check those dates on me, Don. We were talking about how the dates on the agenda are way out of whack, Michael. So, so that's what I had. Any comments or suggestions? Is there any topics that I might be missing at all?
Not that I see right now.
I know this went out late this afternoon. We can still weigh in. Joe Jean, any?
But your item here about updating the website AGM information, I think is really important, because what's on the website is a lot of ways it's the only way a lot of people get their information. And if that's not up to date, then that's a big fail.
Yeah. I think what I will ask Michael Bennett to do tomorrow is to scrub off all of the information from last year, but retain it, because we may be able to just reuse it and update it. You know, I don't think it should be deleted, but it should come off so that we can look at it and determine what's accurate. Michael, do you think there's a minimum requirements of what we need on that, in that link?
My problem is I have an ear infection. I can't hear a thing. I mean,
Oh,
I
I'm
can
sorry,
barely
man.
hear you guys. And I've been so busy with my business, I just um, I don't know, to me, this whole, I don't know, to me, things seem to be in, I don't know, kind of a mess right now.
Okay.
The information coming out isn't good. Um, I don't know what's going on, but I'm kind of watching the flow here, and it seems kind of helter-skelter.
Okay.
And so I don't
You
know.
mean, you mean, information coming from me or information from from the committee, from our, community? What, help me understand, what are some things that we need to improve?
Um, I it just seems like, I don't want to really pick on anybody or anything, but it seems like um it's just kind of the same lackadaisical kind of, we got the books, they weren't quite right. I know it was just one page, but it seemed like it was um I don't know. Things aren't really being done that I can see that need to be done.
Okay.
And at this stage of the game, next month we should have we need to, after 4th of July, I mean, our clock starts, and
Yep.
we're still dinking around with this electronic submission thing, and there's a whole lot of hands involved in that. Sometimes too many cooks spoil the broth, and making too many changes all at the last minute throws everything into kind of a whirlwind, is what it looks like we're trying to do. Um, if we were going to do electronic stuff, we should have had this done 3 months ago, of how it works. Are we going to use it? What information do we have? I just finally got the email today. Um, I haven't had a chance to look at it. And so, I don't know. I'm, this will be my last year on N&E. I have made my mind up to that.
All right. Well, we value your input, and we appreciate your honesty and your I always like you that you say how it is, Michael, and I appreciate that. What are we, the test election, those of us that were able to, that went in and did it, it's really straightforward. It was very easy. Um, the ballot split is right there. It's linked in, but more importantly, what else are we late on? What are we missing? I don't want to go off the side of a cliff. What, what am I missing?
um, well, at this point in the game, we should have a thing ready to go within the week or so of to put in, the announcement for opening of, you know, candidacy for offices. Um, since we're doing this electronic, or if we're going to do this electronic thing, it should be gotten out a lot sooner. We need to get people thinking about it or something. I don't know. Um, it we're July to November happened really fast, surprisingly, and so I'm I don't have time to do all the stuff that we had going on. It puts a lot of work in. Well, there's a lot of stuff that the chair has to do, or or did in the past. I mean, like Linda was a ball of fire on it, so she just ran everything. When Nancy was chair, she didn't let anybody do anything. I thought Gail did a pretty good job. I'm wondering if you're too busy. It seems like you have a lot going on. Maybe you should, what's the word I'm looking for? Assign tasks to somebody to do. Because it seems like you're running to catch up with the stuff that needs to be done. Because I know you got a lot of stuff that you are doing on your other things, which I am too.
Yeah.
And but it makes it look um it looks like chaos.
Well, Michael, we just did that 2 months ago, assigned tasks, kind of divided up the workload with everybody.
Most of that was for the day of the AGM, though.
Well, I guess, I don't know.
Well, writing the articles, I took that on. Dawn was going to help me with that. Yes, there's a lot of stuff on the day of the AGM and getting the paper ballots. We
Have
assign,
we got the ballot stuff laid out yet at all or anything?
no,
No.
we have the booklets.
Okay.
I
Well, we
update,
got some time on that.
yeah.
Somebody
The,
should start putting together, well, one thing is one person should go get on the website, look what's on there, and maybe take the time to rewrite it or to make suggestions on what should be done on it to update it to current information. Another thing that needs to be done is draft an announcement for opening of you know, the day after July 5th is open candidacy. That has to go in the paper like this next week to get it into July's view, or it should have been in June's view, announcing that it was going to happen in July. Because I usually get my views 2 weeks after everything's happened for some reason. So, but it looks, I feel like we're behind the 8 ball on some things, as we're like a month behind of what we should be doing.
I agree with you about the June article and the views. I would agree with that. The the note that the note that goes out to the candidates, the candidate letter, I've done that. I just took last year's and changed the dates. So that's done. The letter that goes out to the candidates indicating that we received their application. I have updated that based on I went to the 2025 budget calendar and there's dates on there. So I updated that note. The booklet, the ballot booklet and the ballot instructions, I have not done anything with that at all. So, but that's a bit down the road. That's gonna definitely come up and that one, we'll definitely be having some help with the board on that because they will be a second set of eyes to approve it. Yeah. But I appreciate what you're saying.
Well, I feel like I'm complaining, but I'm not doing anything.
You're not
And
complaining.
it makes me, I feel bad about it, but
I don't want you
my
to.
schedule right now, I'm like in a whirlwind of things until what is it here? My nightmare kind of balances out. Yeah, the July 13th, I'm going to have a lot more time But I booked, there was a bunch of events that were like, they're mostly school events and they're big, 300-400 meals that I'm preparing, which makes me, a nice sum of money. And so I took them, but it involves a lot of my time and work. And then my work I've been asked to work a lot more because they're doing a lot of boat repairs and repowers, and there's a lot of part running and stuff. And so I've just been in a tailspin, which is July 13th. My life should get a lot less chaotic and I'll have more time to devote to this. But I'm willing to go on the website and look at what they have on there for information to the homeowner. Like, what are they saying? What's out there? And I'll print it and then muff around with it some and see what needs to be changed and all that. And then I don't know who's going to do all the changing of it on the website. Probably Diane knows more about that, but
Max does most of our editing of the website, and he has a journalism degree. He does a great job.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
I can't hear. So
She said that Max does most of
okay,
the
all right.
updating. He
So
has a journalism degree.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do they want us to look at it, make any suggestions, or do they want
yes.
to do that?
No,
No,
we need,
you guys
we
need to do
that.
it.
Yeah, that's why I was suggesting that we pull down the items that pertain to last year specifically. And some may apply to this year, but we need to update them. So we need to pull those down. And then wherever those original files lay, we need to tell Max what it is that we need him to update. We could even probably just hand him a hand marked up printout of what we need changed.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to make sure is the electronic voting, that I think we should refer to that as hybrid voting, because you can vote either electronically or you can vote paper, just like what we've always done. So there'll be that choice for people to use. So we still need to go down the path of creating the ballot booklets, the voting instructions, the ballots themselves, all of that, because it still applies. And the ballot booklet instructions will be electronically linked if someone votes electronically, so they can bring those materials up and see it right in front of them.
Yeah. When they log into electronically vote, the instructions are right there.
Yeah.
We don't have to pay for pages in the book to do that.
So Michael, I don't think you're complaining at all. I think you are being direct in saying that you are concerned about our calendar and you feel like we're behind, and you are concerned that we could be going off the side of a cliff, in our car. I'd much rather have you say that than sit in the background going, well, I'll just see what happens here, so you're not complaining, my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think I guess our focus should be right now on, I guess I need to look at the electronic vote and see what it is. I haven't done it yet. I saw there was, you guys have already done it.
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw a bunch of emails there that were something I was looking for the link to this because I was running late tonight, and at any rate, I did see there was something there, so I need to go on and look at it so I can at least have experienced the electronic vote and read it and see. And I'm sure it's going to be fine. I mean, Unilect has done this before, and it's just being able to communicate it to the homeowner. But the main thing we need to focus on, it being June, is the announcement in the View. We need to get a letter to the View announcing that July 5th, and it should come out I don't know if it's too, I don't know when the View comes out. I don't know their schedule or anything, but we need to get an announcement into the View about open candidacy July 5th and where to get the applications, and that the applications are in proper order with 2025 information on it. And at that point, we're pretty good, because then we'd have to wait till we get candidates and we get, if there's any bylaw changes or measures to be voted on, we'll have those. The book's pretty much always the same. We just change faces in it.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't, if there's going to be information on the link to electronic voting, there could just be a short, we don't need to really add a lot to the booklet about it, other than all that information. If you want to vote electronically, it will be on the link and it'll walk you through it. And that way we don't have to have it written in the book too.
Everybody will get a link to the electronic vote that is unique to them, and it will come to them either in the form of an email or a text. Actually, excuse me, it will come in both. If the Sun Valley has somebody's contact phone number as a cell number and as their email, it will come to them both ways.
So everyone's going to get a link to the electronic vote by their email or their phone number or both.
Yes.
And everyone's going to get a ballot as they did in the past.
Yes.
Okay, so we won't save any money this year at all on this thing.
No,
Okay.
not at all. And if they voted, if the property votes, if that property votes both electronic and paper, whichever one Unilect receives first is what's counted. The other is accounted for, and we see that was that it was not tallied.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't create a quagmire of somebody
Well,
saying,
Michael,
"Oh, I changed my mind," or something,
as long as people are aware that once they vote, however, if it's paper or electronic, it's over.
Yeah.
Once that's
I'm just
submitted,
thinking, like, if the husband sees it and votes, then the wife sees it online and votes. It's like, well, I thought, but they're in their house communication
yeah,
issue, but
that's a different issue.
so yeah.
But Michael, a couple of us did try to go double vote today on the electronic test, and we were locked out
It
of
won't
the
allow you to
second
do it.
attempt. So it worked as advertised.
And it once you voted down the ballot, before you submit it, it shows you how you voted, so you can go back and change it if you want.
You do have an opportunity to change
Before you hit send, yeah.
before you submit it. Yeah.
And if it's if let's say it says vote for 4 directors or 3 directors and you vote for 4, it'll tell you voted for too many. It won't accept.
Okay.
And I undervoted on one of my selections, and it did give me there's 4 opportunities here for whatever, and you only selected 3. Do you want to add something? It keys you into what you've done.
The thing I like the most about when they do stuff like that is they always ask her, "Are you sure you want to delete this?"
Yeah, I know.
Good question. Let me look at this again.
That's always a good thing.
All
But
right.
it literally took me less than 5 minutes to do it. And I was
that was quick.
I really went through it, looking through it. Also, you get a confirmation email telling you that your ballot was submitted to them.
Right. And it has a confirmation number on the email.
Yeah.
So
are we going to have another meeting at the end of this month, or regular
Yes,
meeting?
definitely.
Okay.
And we may start going into where we'll have 2 a month. Because we are getting you're right, it's picking up. What the thing that in terms of the communication plan, communication, one of the things maybe that I could do is take the views article from last year around inviting people to come and apply. I could take that and ask Max if he's willing to, if he could put it up on the website, so it's a direct link on the website itself. So you don't actually have to go to the AGM to see it. It'd be, front and center. We could also see if we could print out a number of flyers and put them in prominent places, like in the rec center, out by the pool, in the gym, in prominent areas that people would see, the marina, saying, here's an opportunity to apply for a position.
Oh, definitely. That's a good idea. And the mailboxes.
Yeah. So I can talk with Max about getting some help with that. I will talk with Keith about, during this period of heightened AGM activity, about communicating with Michael Bennett, asking for help, not directing, I don't want to, I'm thinking about this because go to Max. I really need to go to Michael and let him know that we need some help and we think Max is the right person. Because I don't have the authority to go to Diane and Max and ask them specifically. Michael, that was part of the, so that was just a lesson learned from last year, was there was a lot of us going to different staff members, and we really should have just gone to the GM. But I will let our board president know that there's going to be a lot of communication coming through to staff. And technically the attorney said we should go through the president, but I think that just adds too many layers of people, because we're going to need help quickly. So, hey, Diane, I think you're probably listening. Does that sound right to you? It's just we should be, rather than knocking on your door and Max's door, we really should be going through Michael.
Yes, that's absolutely the correct way to go. I mean, if you're just trying to get an agenda posted or minutes posted, you can come directly to us, but anything major needs to go through Michael so he knows what we're all doing.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to send a note to Michael, CC, and Keith, letting them know that we need some help with communication. We're late in the views. We would like to meet briefly with Max and ask him for some help. And is he okay with us setting that up, or does he want to, I mean, however he wants to do it. I want to make sure we're following the right communication path. Also, Michael, my agenda, Michael Wadsworth, my agenda had 3 different dates on it. I got in a real big hurry when I was drafting some things. It sounds like our last minutes may have had some different dates in it. I think it says I think it came out the 27th of.
I thought I fixed that.
Would you take another look at it and resend
I thought I fixed all that and sent it to Diane.
Okay.
But I'll go back and look.
Okay.
And I'll change the dates on my minutes for the agenda.
Okay. Okay, so if we can get up to speed on the communication, I will send you all the letter that goes to the candidates, both acknowledging that we got their application and the application itself. That's what I meant to say, is the application was updated with the correct.
Do we have?
Pardon me, Michael?
Do we have a calendar like we have had every year for
Yes,
when the board's meeting and when we're meeting and what's being
Yes.
done. Can you send
Yes.
copies of that?
yeah, I'll send that to you tonight too. Making a note. By the way, on that calendar, it indicates that the open period for candidates to apply are July 9th through September 2nd. And that's the
July
date, the
5th.
dates that I used when I updated the documents for this year.
They could apply from July 5th to whatever.
July 9th. July 9th.
Yeah,
July 9th through September 2nd.
all right.
Then the
So it
day
seems like,
after,
oh,
the day after is when we meet to open and vet the candidates and have the lottery for how they appear. Were you gonna
so it seems like, given that July 9th opening date, that's what we need to key into to get information. Candidates, the notifications that candidacies are open and for application.
Candidacy open July 5th.
No, Rob just said the 9th.
on the calendar that that the board's working to, they have July 9th.
Well, it should say July 5th by our bylaws. It's the day after 4th of July, candidacy opens.
Okay. I can bring that up on Thursday. And then through September 2nd. I think is the day after Labor Day. Okay,
So July 5th.
all right, I will send a note to Linda on that July 5th so that as our secretary, so she has that. By the way, Michael, Dawn is taking minutes tonight, so we got you covered there, buddy. So take care of yourself and hope you feel better. Anything else to discuss in terms of communication, preparing for the AGM? Let's make sure we note when our next meeting is going to be. I'm opening my calendar. I've got Monday, June 30th.
June 30th.
Yep. And then I would suggest we meet every other week unless we determine that we don't need to after that. Anybody disagree with that?
No.
Okay, via Zoom. If anybody knows somebody that would like to, I know it's late, but would like to join us and get involved, that would be great. All right, so that's all that I have on the agenda. I think we can go ahead and give you guys back some of the evening. And at this point, I think as being a small committee, we can just go ahead and call to adjourn at 7:24.